welcome to the Blue Line Gang Exposed podcast. My name is Taylor. I'm a former law enforcement officer. I have worked at both the federal and state levels. Imagine sending your child to school. Now, your child is in the 6th, 7th, 8th grade, middle school age child. You're sending your boy to class. He goes to class. There's a school resource officer there, very young, very nice fella. He's doing something to protect your children. Imagine a young man becoming a police officer. What an honorable job that is to have. This young man becomes a school resource officer. Another honorable job. You have a lot of respect for him. He's a good-looking kid, young, but still a police officer. Or does he have ulterior motives? Nah, we don't want to believe that, not as parents. We're happy to see him. Matter of fact, some of the parents probably flirt with him a little. But the important thing is that you feel that your child is safe at that school. Now, this school resource officer has decided to volunteer his time to be a coach for the soccer team. Get the boys active, keep them going, keeps them out of trouble. I mean, you don't want them hanging with the wrong crowd because things can definitely go wrong with a child at that age. That's the molding stage of their teenage years, becoming a teenager. But here they are. They get to join the soccer team. You trust this coach because he's a police officer. He's a school resource officer. He's a mentor of these boys. He's molding these boys. Good job. Pat on the butt. You did good. You're messing up. They do something wrong. You could go to jail for that. I could put you in jail, but I'll let it slide this time. But you owe me. Time comes when the boys need physicals. The coach tells him, Officer Joshua Carrier, it's time to get physicals. I can't have you on the team if you don't have a physical. I know it's going to cost money, but I can do it for you. I won't charge you nothing. I'll give you the physical myself, and I'll pass you through so you can play. But you still got to keep your grades up. This young police officer, Officer Joshua Carrier, was charged and convicted of 123 counts of sexual assault of a child, enticement of a child, and unlawful sexual contact with a child. Basically, he molested pretty much the whole soccer team, all the boys on the soccer team. And he was charged with 80 counts of possession of child pornography. Do you feel like your child's safe at school? Do you think this is a one-time incident? One bad cop? I have news for you. Since 2020, there have been more than 200 police officers nationwide that have been arrested for sex crimes against children. And that's not to include the teachers, the preachers, the principals, the ambulance driver, the fireman, the Boy Scout leader, the Girl Scout leader. A sexual predator can be anybody of any profession. It happens every single day. And the problem is the majority of them get away with it because the children are silent. The children are afraid to say, somebody touched me inappropriately. Someone said something that was inappropriate to me. There's a difference between a child talking to one another and dirty talk, and we don't want it. But there's a difference when an adult should know better and does know better, and that's why we send them to prison. And yes, there are school resource officers. I have over 63 police officers that have been arrested as school resource officers for sex crimes against children. These were middle school age children that he molested. And he is serving 70 years in prison right now. I want to thank the investigators, the detectives, all the people that were involved in investigating this and sending this piece of garbage to prison. Because the one thing in prison that they love the most? Child molesters. You know what they love just as much? Police officers. Imagine the combined of the two. A police officer who's a child molester. When you go through the intake system, they call out your name and they call out your crime that you've been convicted of. Officer Joshua Carrier of the Colorado Springs Police Department, convicted of 123 counts of child molestation. All the other prisoners hear those charges. And then prison guards get away with a lot more than they probably should by looking the other way, or leaving an inmate by himself for a short period of time. And then prisoners, they're unique. They come up with ways to defend themselves. They come up with ways to defend themselves, and they come up with ways to deal with people they don't like. Now, parents, your child is the most important person in the world. You may have one child, you may have 5 children, but your children, they are your lifespan. They are what you created, and you have a responsibility to protect them, even when it hurts. Sexual predators love telephones and these apps and different things they have to get hold of children, and they fall victim because maybe the home life ain't so great. Maybe they're at a stage in their life where they're experimenting, and they all of a sudden they like boys, or all of a sudden they like girls. And someone on the other end of the app is pretending to be a child just like them. Or maybe they're an adult showing special attention to that child when their home life ain't all that great. Children fall victim. This guy, Officer Joshua Carrier, a school resource officer, making contact with children, there's the first mistake. No law enforcement officer at a school has any business getting involved with the children. His job is to protect the children. His job is, if there's a criminal activity going on at the school, he's to investigate it, stop it, arrest if he has to, but he is not supposed to become friends with the kids. He's not supposed to come in contact with the children. He is not to become a social media friend. And that is why I recommend the 2 Deep leadership that the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts have, meaning that no child can talk to an adult one-on-one, ever. It always has to be 2 adults, whether it's a police officer and a student, police officer and a janitor, but it's always an adult with them as a witness. Even if the police officer is conducting an interview with the child, there should be an adult witness there also. And they should rotate the police officers out of the school. They're not to stay in that one school and develop a relationship with a child. And a lot of them do. Some good relationships, some have ill will that harm our children. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but we have to protect our children. I don't want you thinking that all police officers are bad and all police officers are child molesters, because they're not. And definitely not all school resource officers are definitely not child molesters. But you have to get rid of the opportunity first. A police officer don't even need to be stationed in the school. You'll notice around in your county or city, most police stations have substations, which means they rent out a small building, an office space, where they're close by. Well, they can do the same for a school. That way, if something happens, they can react. We have to protect our children. There needs to be 2 Deep leadership. There needs to be school resource officers stationed outside of the school, not in the school. If there's criminal activity, the school administration can call. If there's a shooting and there's a substation nearby, they can quickly respond. This podcast is called the Blue Line Gang Exposed podcast. They're called the Blue Line Gang because of their criminal activities. Not all police officers are a member of the Blue Line Gang. Many, 99% of them, are true blue. Real police officers with honor, respect, sense of duty. They want to protect your children. They want to protect you. They are a different culture, just like any other culture. If you have a Hispanic culture, if you have an African American culture, you have a Caucasian culture, in a Southern culture. People have different ways of living, but police officers in themselves, regardless of their race or where they're from, they have a different culture built inside themselves among each other. They are a family. They are a unit. They work together. But I will tell you this, not one police officer, not a true blue police officer, will cover for a child molester inside their ranks. And if they do, and I have found one, they'll be arrested too. But cops hate child molesters regardless of what profession that child molester's in, regardless if they have a badge and gun or not. Again, I say they come in all kind of different professions and jobs and stuff. Our job is to teach our children to be aware, what to do if something happens, to make them aware that they can come to you without fear of being punished or not believed. When a child comes to you and tells you that Officer so-and-so touched me inappropriately, it is your job to believe your child 100% until that child is proven wrong, until that police officer is proven innocent. Now, I know the court system says that you're innocent until proven guilty, and if that's the case, why do you get arrested first and then go to court? You have the presumption of innocence in the court system, but as a parent, you don't give that presumption to people. You presume that your child is not lying to you, and you investigate that matter no matter what. You report it. If you can't do the investigation yourself, you still report it, whether it's to their police department, whether it's to a school administrator. Keep telling until somebody does something about it, even if you have to go to a news agency. Don't be ashamed, because it's not your fault. And I can tell if you're listening to this, you might be one of the parents that has been a victim yourself. I too was a victim of child molestation 5 times. Different people, 2 babysitters, 2 strangers, 1 coworker. First incident happened when I was 5. The last incident happened when I was 14. Those memories don't go away. Those scars don't go away. If you're a victim of child molestation, child sexual abuse, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It doesn't go away. You don't forget it. Here I am in my 50s, and I still remember it like it was yesterday. Every single one of them. Is that what you want for your child? You want your child to have to suffer like you did? I know it's hard to understand that. Will they believe me? I mean, we went through it. We were embarrassed to tell. We're ashamed. I mean, 2 of the people that molested me, 3 of the people that molested me were guys. 2 girls were babysitters. The 2 strangers were guys I didn't know. And the last one was a coworker. But you need to know that this happens. This is more common than you think. It is a national epidemic. It doesn't mean that the police officers are going to do this to your children, but you need to be able to go to somebody and talk to somebody and say, hey, and you need to teach your children this. It means help me. It's an international sign that you're in distress and you need help. The Canadians came up with this. Thank you, Canadians. Teach your children how to get help, because they can fall victim not just to child molestation, they can be sex trafficked too. In our stories, you're going to find in one that a federal agent, a border patrol officer, was sex trafficking children. Make the child feel good, it's got a bad home, maybe things ain't right, the child wants to run away, hey, I'll help you, and it becomes a victim of sex trafficking. And the sex traffickers can take a child right out of the country, fly you to another country, sell them, rent them, abuse them, test their product. You understand what I'm saying? You need to be vigilant. And those of you who live in Florida need to be very vigilant. The reason I say that is because Florida is the state where people come in from all over the world. You bring your children in, have fun, let them go run, and all of a sudden they disappear. Maybe you're in a store and someone just walks up and offers your child candy. I know that's an old cliche, but the fact of the matter is that children are impressionable. You're going to see in one case that a police officer not only molested a child, impregnated a child, killed the child, killed his wife, got chased, got caught up to, killed himself. Yeah, there's some sickos out there in this world. And if you or your child is one of these victims, get some counseling. Don't be ashamed, because it happens more often than you think, and it's never your fault. If you're a child, you don't understand that. If you're an adult, you might be too embarrassed. 1 in 12 boys are sexually molested before they turn 18. Even more scarier, 1 in 4 girls are sexually molested before they turn 18. Imagine you take your child to school, you see all these little children running around, little girls, and you count 1, 2, 3, 4. One of those 4 children out of all those hundreds will be sexually molested. You see 100 children, that's 25 children. 25 girls in that school. Think about it. It happens. And it can happen to your child. It can happen to your children. The majority, for many years, you've heard stranger danger. It's not the majority of strangers. Children who are molested are more apt to be molested by somebody they know, whether it be a family member, a teacher, a preacher, a police officer, whatever. They're more apt to be molested by them than they are a stranger. Florida has a lot of kidnappings, child kidnappings. Protect your children.